I have today off, and I'm actually going to utilize it because I had yesterday off too. But when you get called into work, I don't know about you, but when I get called into work, sometimes I ignore it. But when your manager stands over you and wakes you up, not necessarily stands over you, but when your manager wakes you up, and because you have the type of relationship where you help each other out in a sense, it's like, oh shit, you need to ride to work because I knew I had that day off. I knew it was scheduled off. I check my schedule as often as I can. If I'm scheduled off, I typically do not worry about my lunch or anything like that because how can I be late to something I was never supposed to come to originally? Either way. So, he wakes me up and says XYZ ABC called in, and I'm just like, ah. It's like, if you want to come into work, you can. You don't have to. And I need hours. I need money. And to get money is to get hours. To get hours is to get money. Now, I do realize there's a lot of side hustles, all this, all that. But, ladies and gentlemen, those on preferred pronouns, have you met me? Even when I'm behind, I'm still ahead. Either way. That's just a little cockiness. I'll get rid of it eventually. I'm not even making this video for what the fuck I'm currently talking about. I'm making it for something else, but, I just got to break the ice a little bit. So, just so you guys can get into my head a little bit more, because every new video is every new audience, assumingly. Not every single time, because some people will return back to things that they do like, they do enjoy, they do remember. Back to the point! So, I went to work yesterday because, why the fuck not? First couple jobs, I'm like, damn, I hate myself for having to use these prices because we have to maximize as much as possible. Our, what's my thought process? Our bottom line is actually $299, although our sheet says 100 something. So it's just like, if you really like me, you're going to pay this amount. I'm just saying, because if you want me to keep my job, I can't get what you want me to give you, because essentially that just means my metrics and my numbers and everything's going to look bad in life, or at least in America, because I can't say in all life because I haven't been everywhere. I've only been here. But in America, or at least in this part of America that I'm currently in, you have to be able to perform well, and to perform well is to make sure your numbers look well. And to make sure your numbers look well means some people have to pay a little bit extra to experience who you are. And to be honest, if I could actually value myself without a corporation's hand, I'd be too expensive to be around a lot of people because of the information I have, my abilities, my determination, my drive. But at the end of the day, I give people heavy discounts to be around me because I'm absolutely fucking bored. And 9 times out of 10, you guys are my entertainment, if not my experiments. If not, I'm sounding psychotic. I might be. Probably. A little bit. I've done shit some people like, nigga, you fucking... I ain't never want to fuck with this nigga. And then I don't know what the fuck it is because everybody's got their, I don't want to fuck with that type of person things. And it's like, I learned very early on in life that you have to do what you have to do. And sometimes people are going to hate you for it. And sometimes people are going to praise you for it. Now, for the fact that some people can do the exact same things, one gets praised, one gets, not ramified. Well, yes and no. One gets, reprimanded, there we go, reprimanded for doing the exact same thing somebody else did. It is what it is, the community that you're around. Maybe it could be your race, maybe it could be your religion, maybe it could be how shallow your wallet is or how deep it is. There's so many variables on why you get in trouble and somebody doesn't get in trouble, and y'all did the exact same motherfucking thing. It's ridiculous. Back to the point. So, 5 type of women I want to eventually... Like, marrying is just basically like cuckolding with the government in my personal mindset, because marrying is getting the government into your things, and 9 times out of 10, depending on where you're at region-wise, the favor is in the female. And I kind of get it. Why? Because typically dudes are the breadwinners and make more money. I'm not trying to say women can't make more money. Women don't make more money. What I'm saying is, from what I have seen, a lot of households have been led, at least financially, by men. But sometimes I have seen that even though it was led financially by men, women ran the house, or in even other ways where women run the house financially and men run the house. I'm just like, I thought the one that runs it, not like... But then again, how most businesses and corporations work is somebody runs big things, somebody runs a little thing, somebody also runs another little thing and a little thing. And I don't know, they're all big in their own sense. I don't know why I said big thing. Like, financial stability is more important than home stability. In a sense, they're both equally important in my mindset, but I do know where people can argue if you have no financial stability, then you wouldn't even have home stability. Home stability wouldn't even exist. But you don't realize that there are people that will love and finance you because of XYZ, ABC. You don't need to be financially well off. It just helps a shit ton. It helps a shit ton. Either fucking way. Because if you're already financially well off, you ain't got to deal with people you ain't got to deal with. I bet you rich people don't ever have to deal with half the headaches I've ever had to deal with. Like their headaches, like, oh, my Bugatti's in the fucking shop right now. Oh, my BMW's getting oil changes. Ah, damn it! I left my Mercedes is at my other house. Why did I think it was at this house? What the shit? What state are we in again? What country are we in again? Fuck! And I gotta remember which cars I have in these houses. I forget. Each house has a different setup. So the other house has my favorite toothbrush, or my favorite razor, or my favorite games. And why the fuck did I just put everything in the same fucking house but put it in different regions? So, which plane are we taking again? What pilot are you again? Like, though different problems. Yes, we all have problems. But that's the point, though. 5 type of women I would love to be in a long-term, lifelong relationship with. If we die together, perfect. But we don't need to get the government involved. Unless you want half my shit. But I'm signing a prenup. And if you love me, you're going to sign one too. So I won't be like, oh, baby, if you love me, you would never sign a prenup. Bitch, I'm too stupid smart for this shit. I know that you want half my shit. Take it now, but you ain't taking it later where I get more half shit where it's like, oh, God. Damn, she should rob me once more. Back to the point. Strippers after they're done with the job. Now, why I say it that way is because from what I personally believe, a lot of people that have a rigorous life tend to have skills and abilities that people that have had easy life. Like if money has paid for everything, like if your life is paved by a lot of money, mommy money, daddy money, even your money, because you've had that drive and determination to figure out that money does solve a lot of headaches that you would have to figure out how to gymnastically go through mentally, which may require you creating connections with people that you don't want to, but because you happen to be there, you kind of need to, which may mean that you may learn some skills and abilities that was just like, if I had the money, I would have never, ever, ever learned how to pickpocket. I would never learn how to break into my own apartment or break into my own car. I would have never learned how to communicate with people. I would have never learned how to navigate through the city without GPS. I never would have learned how to differentiate between a dangerous animal and a non-dangerous animal. I would have never known how to differentiate between a rich person and a poor person. I would never, like, there's so many learning lessons that can be taught through struggle, through strife, but people, including myself, want it so easy. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's retarded. It's like, are you even existing? Like, I'm not saying life is supposed to be full of trial and tribulation. Like, I feel like there should be a fair mix, but for the fact that everybody has different racial preferences, I don't know what that is. I do believe for the things I've been through, it has made me a smarter person, stronger person, more resilient person, but still knows the fuck I need, regardless. So, a stripper, because typically, not only in my personal opinion, from what I think of a stripper is, she has skill on the pole. She has strength because to be able to dance up and down that pole, she has stamina. She definitely knows how to communicate with people, especially for those that go into the back room and stuff like that. So it's like, more or less from what I've heard about a lot of people's stripping stories, it's not like their end all be all. That's just quick cash, a lot of cash, as well as it can help pay off whatever the fuck they want. Rather if it's a car, rather if it's a child, rather if it's a college degree of some sorts. It's just if they're pretty enough and know how to work their mouth as well as their body, they're literally, I would say it's kind of like quote unquote lazy work, but it's not lazy work if you've done it yourself. Now, as somebody that has danced on the pole a little bit, not professionally, not paid to, as well as not paid to communicate. Well, I've been paid to communicate and persuade people. But at the end of the day, like I've danced on the pole a little bit. That shit ain't easy. It's easy to watch. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen, no, I don't prefer pronouns too. A lot of things are easy to watch, easy to judge, but unless you've personally done it yourself, what the fuck do you know about hard and easy? It looks easy because you're watching their bodies. Like, of course, you fucking whore. Selling your body, you fucking whore. Well, you're sitting your body, you fucking whore. Well, you're selling your body, you fucking whore. You're just all dressed up and typing on the keyboard, or you're all dressed up going to people's homes, or you're all dressed up and knocking on doors. You're all dressed up, but you're still selling your body, your time, and energy, but you're not nowhere nearly gaining the potential amount of money that they're making. But you're going to make fun of them when they may have more freedom, more time availability, more of a lot of things, to be honest. It's just like, what a small-minded individual. So yeah, strippers, one. Not necessarily in order, it's just the first one I came up to. Call girls, two. Kind of like the same reason for strippers, because resiliency, smarts. I wouldn't necessarily say strength all the time for the call girls, because at the end of the day, they're not on poles. But for the fact that depending on what the clientele is, they might need to fight some of the guys. They might have been through some shit. But at the end of the day, what I'm talking about is resilience. Honestly, all these females is like the biggest thing is resilience, creativity, strength. And to be honest, regardless of what fucking media might say, I personally think some of them might make some of the best moms ever because they have been able to see, they have been able to read, they have, for those that have the ability to learn, to adapt their crafts as well as, maybe they're trying to escape or maybe that's what they want to do forever or just until XYZ, ABC, who really knows. But for those that can learn and adapt, I feel like it just makes them a stronger, a more versatile type person, being able to know, oh, people that normally, or at least their clientele that drives BMWs, they come with this. People that have Cadillacs, they have this at home or this or that. And it's just like, there's so much information you can pull from people with those types of walks of lives. And I don't know, it kind of pisses me off the way that society tried to make me hate those type of people. When I've gotten to learn a lot of those people, I'm like, I see why Jesus hung out with them. They're so much more interesting. What the fuck? What? You can't convince me to hate a sex worker, even if she's racist. Will she still take my money? Okay. I'm partly kidding. Either way. So call girl, stripper, and then my third one, I was thinking farmer's daughter. Now, aside from being terrified, definitely terrified of the farmer, because I'm assuming that motherfucker got like 17 guns and like 6 sons. So if I can't dodge the bullet, I hope I can dodge the fist. Either fucking way. Farmer's daughters, basically, like I said, they all have that one things in common: the resiliency, the education, the smarts. Now, the farmer's daughter is definitely different between the call girl and the strippers because, well, they can keep their clothes on and preferably have to wear thicker clothes or some other things and all this and all that. But what I enjoy about, at least from what I've had experience with farmer daughters and stuff like that, is they are strong, good sense of agriculture. They're willing to do their own work as well as help you with work, and just, I don't know, I just fucking, I like a girl that is willing to get their own and stuff. Because, like, we all essentially think that we want princesses. And I'm not saying all, but, like, you get what I mean. Just verbally mistaken. But a lot of us want princesses, but we don't realize that princesses live off of daddy's money, mommy's money. And with daddy and mommy always in the picture, that means, well, they're going to be, I don't know. Like, I do realize, like, older time princesses possibly had rules and stuff and this and that. But, like, from what I've seen, modern day type of princess treatment is she does nothing and you do everything. It's just like, I want a partner in life. I don't want to be a slave to somebody. Like, if I want to be a slave to somebody, I would just had a kid or some shit like that. Like, why the fuck am I marrying another adult that has had life, I would assume, interesting, not necessarily as interesting as mine, maybe even more interesting than mine, but I am marrying an adult that has no cognitive inabilities to disallow her to be able to connect XYZ ABC, why she has to, why she needs to do these things to help us. Why the fuck am I being her hand and foot slave? Like, I do realize some people like that type of treatment. I'm just not one of them. So therefore, that's why the type of women that I want are going to be type of women that I just probably, I'm going to have probably some issues connecting with, either emotionally, physically, or just being able to talk to. But, like, at some point or another, I feel like I'll get that right fit. Like, for all I know, I'll get that 5-1 once I get done with the list. But farmer's daughter. Now, why? Like I said, strong, resilient, smart, as well as a go-getter. Like, I fucking love a woman, a go-getter, make my dick so damn hard. Another type of woman, nurse. Same kind of reason for the farmer's daughter. Strong, work long hours. That was something that sound like a dick. I would never. Actually, this farmer's daughter could also probably do this. Can take a hit. Actually, all these women could do it. Now I think about it. God. Strippers go in the back room. There's a chance they get assaulted. Call girls are typically, from my understanding, are alone with the person. So there's also another chance to get hit. Farmer's daughter now is assuming that father is not an abusive piece of shit. There's the animals. Now, the animals could abuse her, and that's going to be a different type of pain than human pain. But still, nurse. Now, I don't really care. At least a CNA, STNA, where the fuck a certified something. Because anybody could be a caregiver. Let me say that one more time. Anybody can be a caregiver, just like anybody can be a parent. Now, yes, I know there's going to be some arguments of, oh, that doesn't make them a good one. Motherfucker, I said anybody could be, never said good or bad. I said anybody can do it. Not everybody is going to be good at it. Not everybody is going to feel like it's for them. Not everyone should be doing it, but anybody just about can, because now I stop to think about it. Not everybody can have kids, as well as not everybody has the opportunity to be caregivers, but you know where I'm, see, it's my fucking brain. I deal with this shit 24/7. Either way. So, caregiver, and that's the main reason because of They can work long hours. Typically, they're strong because they have to fucking lift the residents and shit like that. They're patient, typically kind, typically, as well as they have morbid sense of humor. And if you've been around death for that long and you ain't got a morbid sense of humor, I don't know. I think that's my biggest reason for liking the caregivers as well as morbid sense of humor. And I feel like as well as the strippers and the call girls. Now the farmer's daughter, that's a toss up, just depending on how her home life is. I don't think she's gonna have more or less of a morbid sense of humor, but she could. But I just feel like for her, she's just way more agriculturally inclined than everybody else because she's been working on the animals. Like she got the brain, she's got the good, she got no. She's definitely gonna be the one I want to do a homestead with. But all of them I could possibly do a homestead with just because of the drive, determination. It's just we're gonna have some knowledge sparsity, so we're gonna have to learn a little bit more compared to the agricultural one, where it's just like, oh, you could teach me maybe, hopefully, I don't know, depending on what your daddy farmed. Either way, nurse. Just I thought about nurse. She would be perfect. Like I said, for the strength, the resilience, can take a punch. They all could take hits up, from my assumptions. I would never abuse any of my wives physically. I would say not emotionally, but like I can't guarantee that I wouldn't be an asshole and try to and be like, stop it, Ethan, stop being a dick, stop being rude, stop it, because I know who I am and I'm aware of it. So it's like, sorry if I'm being an asshole emotionally or mentally, but I don't put my hands on you. Attacking sexually. I don't know. And I feel like all four of them so far could be fucking freaks in bed. Just really, a lot of this is all dependent on the person. Because just because I get a stripper doesn't mean she's gonna have all the qualities I said. For my standards, or just because I get a call girl, just because I get a farmer's daughter, just because I get a nurse, there is standards and above beyonds as well as below par for everything. So therefore, I hope I at least get at least a standard or above beyond. If I get below bar, then I'm not staying for sure, 100%. Call me shallow, call me an asshole, bitch. We talking about the rest of my life, and it turns out my rest of life just ended when I saw you. So I don't want to be with you no more. I don't know. It depends how you spend it. It could be a compliment. And the fifth type of woman that I would love to be with till the end of time. I don't know. I haven't made it to 5 yet. A mentally aware psych patient. No, a therapist. Now, I feel like of all of them, the therapist is the odd man out, odd tit out, odd booty out, odd chick out. Because, like, if you stop and think about it, CNA, farmer's daughter, call girl, as well as stripper, they at least have resilience, strength, flexibility, as well as strength, resilience, flexibility, as well as, I don't know, maybe Dr. Zebra. And I'd assume that for therapists too. But where the therapist kind of, I feel like personally in my mind, stands out is she is going to be a lot of headstrong, whereas the others, I want them to be head and physical strong. And that's just because, well, I don't know. It just made sense to me. But why a therapist? Because I have a lot of things going on in my head, and I figure if I can at least ask the right person or bounce my conversations off the right person, I can figure it out more, or I guess just do more research. I don't know. Because, like, I'm not saying that the call girl or the stripper or the farmer's daughter or the caregiver would be lacking in conversations. Like, I know the caregiver would have so many fucking stories that she probably shouldn't be able to tell me, but she's going to because we love each other. And the farmer's daughters definitely have a lot of stories of the animal shit. It's like, what the fuck? Animals can do that? And the strippers and the fucking call girls, oh my God, they're gonna have so many stories about how horrible men are, women are, how many people cheat, why they cheat, all this and all that. And it's just gonna be like, wow, but what the fuck does any of this have to do with me and my mindset? Like, I want to listen to your story, but I also want to figure out what like, I've been asked at a very young age, what's wrong with you? I don't know. Maybe the way that you perceive me. Was there supposed to be something right about me? I'm an individual. I am me. As well as there could be copies of me, as well as I could be copying somebody, but I don't really know. I'm not consciously aware if I am. But what I'm trying to say when I say the things that I say is I'm not doing this for anybody but me. I'm trying to learn something. And sometimes it's helpful, and sometimes it's just information to fill the head. It's just like, ugh. I already know people are assholes. I already know some of the crazy shit that I literally do. I have been around animals, and maybe not as long as you or as much as you. I have been through a lot of these things, but the one that I feel like would help me the most is darling, with your therapist brain. What the fuck is right with me? Because people keep asking me what's wrong, and I'm like, what? I'm smiling. I'm inappropriately nice. I'm here if you need me. I'd even give you my life. But for the suicidal ideation that I have, how much of a thing is that for me to give? But now give and give and give and just be like, well, now that I have nothing, let me find somewhere in the street to sleep. Hopefully they'll run me over before I wake up. Don't weep. I'm just being honest, and that's just me. So, the 5 type of women that I would love to have a long-term relationship with, if not to end the time relationship with, because fuck marriage. Maybe I don't fucking know, but to reiterate, there was no order. It's just the way that my mind processes it. CNA or above, because anybody can be a caregiver. Farmer's daughter, or just a farmer chick. Like your daddy don't need to be in the picture. To be honest, I don't know. Yeah, just farmer's daughter makes sense because farmer is so ambiguous. It could be a male or a female. And I said farmer. Why do you automatically assume a male, Ethan? We're not sexist. We're just stupid sometimes. So, farmer's daughter, CNA and above. She don't need to be a nurse. She don't need to be a nurse, a licensed practitioner nurse, or a registered nurse. She just needs to at least be committed enough. Not for the green though. A therapist, a call girl, and a stripper. I just feel like they're very interesting women. Now, there could be some other women that I'm missing on my list, but from my experiences of the females I've had in my life, I would say I've probably definitely had way more CNA/nursing experience with females. I have had some farm girl experience, as well as I've definitely had call girl experience and stripper experience. And actually, I don't think I've talked to a female therapist to be 1,000%. No, I did go to the psych ward for a hot second. I don't know what the fuck she was, though. I don't know if she was a therapist or a psychologist. Honestly, I know they're not the same. I don't remember what the difference is. Well, I kind of do, but I can't tell you which one is which. One can prescribe you drugs and the other one can't. And then one, if I remember correctly, is the study of your behavior. Well, the other is just the study of the mind, which is also another different thing. And I just can't. I think psychological is the study of the mind, and a therapist is the study of your behavior, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And also, I think the psychologist can give you medication, the therapist can. Or at least prescribe it, one of the two. I could be wrong. I always fact check my shit. I don't fucking know. I've done some research, but do I keep down notes? No. Back to the point. So yeah, those are just my top 5 women that I would love to eventually, if I had the right type of female, not just like I said, there's above bar people, below bar people, and just standard people. I want at least above and standard for that type of position, just because I feel like for me personally and what I'm seeking, you're gonna be interesting as fuck. Like, oh, we're gonna get a lot. But if I had to pick one, 1,000%, I think I would choose a therapist, even though I'm thinking she probably would be the physically laziest one of all of them. But I'm not saying I'd want to do everything. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of extra shit as long as she's still willing to help me a little bit or a lot of it. Either way, if I had to pick, my top 3 would be either the therapist, the farmer's daughter, or the nurse. Which is crazy because I left out the call girl and the prostitute. But yeah, that'd be my top 3. If I had to make a top 3. But I made a top 5 because, well, hey. I just me. So thank you for listening to my ramblings, my madness. If you want to comment anything, I don't really give a fuck. Right? If it's a compliment, right? If it's an insult, an argument, or hell, put up your top 5 favorite females or favorite males. I don't give a fuck. Or favorite its. Because I don't fucking know. You might just have favorite non-binaries or favorite males or favorite females. I'm just saying. Until I'm not.